All right, we are live. Hello. Hi, everybody. It is your girl, Michelle Canan, also known as the Have It All Queen. I love it. I love it. Also known as Jewish Oprah. One of my clients started calling me that, and I love it so much. I have to shout it out. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's Turn On Tuesday, and I am live with a much anticipated video. This one today, this is for all my girls out there that are working really hard, but either aren't seeing what they want come through, or you're seeing it, but you're like, damn, why is this so hard? Why is it so hard? I am tired. I am burnt out. Like, there has to be another way. What is it? Tell me. Okay. And so this video is going to break it down for you, right? Like, today, I really want to talk to you about the truth, because everybody that I know, Haley, everybody that I know that works with all my clients, they always say, Michelle, you're tough love. You're tough love. Hey, Shayna. And I love that, right? Because what it means is that I'm honest as fuck. Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's my responsibility to tell you the truth. And also to tell you what you can do to make it different so that you can have the experience that you want for yourself in your life. So people are popping on. Leave a comment and say hi if you're here. If y'all don't know, Melinda, yes, everybody, if y'all don't know, I love talking to people. I don't want to just talk to a screen by myself. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're popping on from. And let me know in the comments, be like, me, I am a woman that loves to have it all. Like, let me know if you're a have it all queen too, because my clients and the women that I roll with, like, we just like getting what we want. I don't know. I used to be embarrassed about that or ashamed about that. Or, I used to get called like bossy or needy or demanding or pushy or whatever. Um, but that's the energy of like wanting. Like, I know what I want and I get it. And that's why I'm here, because I want every woman in my world, everyone that I come across, to also have that experience that whatever you want, you get to have it, and that it feels good and that it feels easy and it feels fun. That's the vibe, right? That's the vibe that we're going to play with today. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about why you might not be having that experience, why you might not have it all, and what to do about it. Okay, but before I get into it, hi, my name is Michelle Canan. I'm also known as the Have It All Queen, and I'm also the founder of the Embodied Satisfaction Method. Let's just like take a moment. Embodied satisfaction. Okay, so I teach you how to have it all in your relationship, your business, and your life so that you will be moaning, yes, 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 all day long as you finally enjoy and have the juiciest experience of marriage and relationship, making money, and even motherhood on your own terms, guilt-free and totally satisfied, the way that we were truly meant to, even if that's not what is being taught around us or modeled in corporate or by our parents or by society. Funk that. We're doing it another way. So if you want to understand what this looks like for you, if you want to know what it means to feel like embodied satisfaction in your life and really like have it all on your own terms, shoot me a DM. Let's chat. This is like my favorite thing to talk about. But let's get into it. Let us get into it, why we are here today. Okay. Now, like, here's the thing. If you're in my vibe, hi, if you're in my energy, you're going to get inspired. That's just what happens. You're going to be expanded. That's just like what happens with my clients. That's just like the way that I roll, right? Hi, hey, Amy. Hey, Aaron. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Okay. But there's so many women out there that like, you don't have what you want, or you're working so hard to get what you want, but it doesn't feel the way that you want it to feel. And so here's this like really interesting thing that you might not know. All of the things that you say that you want, right? Whether it's $1 million or a 10K month or like the best marriage ever or really sweet obedient children, like whatever it is that you say that you want, the reason why we want those things is because of the experience that we think that it's going to give us, right? Like, you can leave me a comment and let me know, like, why do you want $1 million? Or why do you want a 20K month? Or why do you want to have an amazing marriage? And the reason is why is because you want a certain feeling that you think that it's going to give you, right? Like maybe $1 million is going to give you like total freedom and ease and relaxation, right? Or maybe having like the best marriage ever is going to let you feel like sexy and supported and like anything is possible, right? Or maybe like, having really nice kids is going to let you feel like, oh, you get to just like relax and that you're doing a good job as a mom, like, yay, I'm good. It gives you that kind of validation, right? Now, here's the crazy thing, okay? The reason why you don't have those things yet, or even if you do, but it might not seem like enough, because here's something even more interesting, right? Who here has had the experience of getting the thing that you said that you want, but then it doesn't feel the way that you want it to feel, or it's like, great, I got it, but like on to the next thing and on to the next thing and on to the next thing, right? It's like that it's not good enough, right? It's not fulfilling enough, right? And so I'm really mindful of this being the have it all queen, right? Because I don't want any woman to get stuck in this pattern that I've been in, and that so many women that work with me, when they come to me, that they've been in, where you're making your goals come true, right? You're working hard, you're pushing, you're hustling, you're, setting goals, you're a goal getter, you're a lady boss, all that kind of awesome stuff, right? You're making your dreams come true, but as they're coming true, it still doesn't feel good, right? It doesn't feel like enough. Or like it still feels out of reach, right? Like I want an amazing marriage. Let's just say that's because one of the things that I do is I help women have like incredibly supportive and successful and sexy relationships with their man, right? That you want that incredible marriage, but no matter what happens or doesn't happen, it never feels like you get there, right? And there's always another problem. There's always another issue. There's always like something wrong or something that you have to do that you don't want to do. And that sucks, right? Like so many women are stuck in this vicious cycle of wanting it all, right? It sounds so sexy on the internet. I have it all, I want it all. But the experience of making it real doesn't feel good. And those moments when it's like, oh, you made it happen, they're fleeting or they're few and far between, or it's just never good enough. And that's the issue right there. That's what I want to talk to you about today. Because if what you are doing, if the tactics that you're using and the energy that you're using to create the results that you want doesn't feel good, right? If the way that you're showing up in your life doesn't feel good, if you're pushing hard, if you're dragging yourself, if you're exhausting yourself, if you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, even if you're making that shit happen, it doesn't feel satisfying because the way that you think that it's going to feel when you get the thing, it never materializes because you are so weighed down in, you are so stuck in an experience that feels bad. Like, and you're accepting things, you're doing things in a way that you don't want to do it. And so it's kind of, I don't want to say crazy, but let's just fuck it. Let's just go there. It's kind of crazy that we're expecting things to feel good if our everyday actions don't feel good, if we're doing things every day that we don't want to be doing, right? And that's why in my embodied satisfaction method, that is why one of the pillars is goddess activation, specifically because you shouldn't be doing things in a way that feel like shit or in a way that feel exhausting or draining as the method to get what you want, because then it's going to be this never ending cycle, this never ending struggle. Okay. And what you have the opportunity to do, but what most women are terrified of doing is to get out of that freaking hamster wheel, to get out of that cycle and using all these tools and tactics that maybe get results, but that don't feel good for us, that don't honor our energy, that don't honor our hormonal cycles, our moon cycles, the way that we work cyclically, the way that we feel good when we like relax and when we chill, which is also, by the way, money making activities, just in case you didn't know, just like sex is, just like taking care of ourselves, putting pleasure first, like all of that needs to be part of your business. It needs to be part of your relationship. It needs to be part of the way that you create fundamentally. or else you're always going to be stuck in this feeling of, why isn't it happening? Why isn't, and why, when the results are happening, does it not feel good enough? And I keep setting new goals and I keep needing to push myself more and more. And if you know that experience, right? Please leave a comment like that, because, and if you want to get out of that experience, say, like, I'm done. I am done with that, because you can use your goddess blueprint energy, right? To create. You know how to hustle, you know how to work hard, you know how to make all those things happen. I get it. Everybody knows how to do that, right? Like, you worked in corporate America, you've seen how schools work, like, you've seen how it all works in society, but that doesn't feel good for us, right? That's not the system that was set up so that, like, we have happy, healthy families and we get to spend time doing what we like to do, and we get to, like, be with our partners and our friends and just, like, really have that juicy kind of life that we want. But the thing is, right, that most of us aren't being honest. We're not being honest about what we really want and how we want it to be, because we've been shamed, we've been criticized, we've been made fun of, we've been doubted, right? We've been belittled for being honest about what we want and how we want it to be, right? That's crazy talk. Or, that's not how life works. That's not how things operate. Like, haven't you been taught that way? Or, like, I was taught all of those things. I was belittled and called nuts and called selfish and so many other things. But look, I'm a sacral being. For those of you in human design, I'm a sacral generator. When I want something, I just freaking want it. Right. And if you're here, if you're watching this video, I know that you have desires too. I know that you have needs too. And one of the reasons that you're not getting those needs met, aside from doing things in a way that don't feel good for you, right, is that you're not being actually fully honest about what you want. Right? Like, you might say, like, "Oh, I want, $10,000," but how do you wanna make that $10,000? You might say, like, "Oh, I wanna have, like, a good relationship with my husband," but what does that mean to have a good relationship with your husband? Like, how do you get to show up? Like, how does he treat you? Like, how do you receive all of that pleasure and that support and that witnessing and that, like, love and tenderness, or whatever it is that you truly want, right? That's why another pillar inside of my embodied satisfaction method is being freaking unapologetic about your desires, even if other people don't like it or don't understand it or maybe criticize you at first, because they can have their reactions. Totally fine for other people not to get it, right? Remember, everybody's doing things according to, like, a system. But if you want to have embodied satisfaction, if you want to feel like the universe is conspiring in your favor, like you're being spoiled every day by your man, if, like, things are just, like, falling out of the sky in your service, if you're manifesting all of the desires that you have and making the money that you want, you're going to have to be really freaking unapologetic about exactly what you want, and then combine that energetically, right? With being in your pleasure, with doing things that feel good, that turn you on, that excite you, in order for you to experience it, in order for you to make it happen, right? And without those things, you're never going to have it all. Because even if you have the thing that you say you want, it's never going to feel the way that you want it to feel. And so you're going to be cheating yourself, and you're going to be working hard for nothing, because even if you check those goals off your list, it's going to be on to the next thing, right? And you're not going to be honoring yourself and being honest with yourself about exactly how you want it and exactly how you want it to feel. Okay. And so the third thing, right? The third most important thing in having it all, and why you might not be experiencing it, is for my ladies in relationship. For the women that are watching this, y'all my girls, for the women that are watching this that are in relationships, especially if you're in a relationship or in a marriage with a man that loves you, but maybe isn't getting it right necessarily, or maybe he's not showing up the way that you want him to, or he's not taking the initiative that you want him to. Like, I get it, right? I've been there in the past, and sometimes I'm there in my relationship too, whatever, I'm a human being. But the difference is, right? How do you activate your relationship to give you limitless luxury, to give you everything that you ever wanted, to make sure that you're fully aligned with your partner? so that you are co-creating together and you stop feeling like you're doing stuff that you don't like, that the responsibility is always on your shoulders. And so that you feel like you're alone in this, because if you're watching this and you're lucky enough to be in a relationship, right? Like you have a whole other person next to you with his own resources, his own point of view, his own energy, his own gifts, his own zone of genius. You have a person alongside of you that is bringing all of this to the table that is definitely not you. Thank God. Why do you need two of you? One's enough. That does things in a whole different way, with a whole different perspective, with a whole different kind of set of skills and gifts. And you'd be crazy not to learn how to optimize your relationship, or in my language, how to unlock your relationship's divine partnership codes, so that you are working alongside of him together, so that it feels really good, and so that you feel really connected, and so that you can feel like, oh Lord, finally I can just like lean back and he is my rock. He's got me. He understands me. He can hold space for me. He shows up for me. Like, imagine you had that kind of partnership as you are building your legacy, as you are building your business, as you are making your money, as you are raising your family, as you are creating this dream life. Like, imagine that trifecta, right? You are totally 100% clear, unapologetic about what you want. Okay. You have activated your inner goddess. So you are putting your pleasure first. You are taking care of yourself. You are doing the things that you want to do. You are open to receiving. You are letting the universe show up for you, and you are playing and having fun as it's all coming together. And you've unlocked your divine partnership codes so that your relationship is working like a well-oiled machine, so that you feel met, he feels met, you guys are falling more and more in love every day. That your entire relationship is basically like, how do we come together to support each other, to make sure that our dreams come true, that we have all the money in the world that we want, that we're having the adventures that we want, that we're like really taking advantage of this life, instead of just like sort of slogging through it, or just like trying to like survive in this system that, remember, isn't set up to make you happy, that is not set up for you to live the life of your dreams, but just to keep the system running. That is when you start to become embodied in your satisfaction. That is when you start to have a feeling every single day when you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, life feels really good and everything that I want is possible. And I get to just decide what I want unapologetically. And I know that it is going to happen, that the universe, that those around me, that my clients, that my business, that my man, everyone is going to rise to meet those expectations, right? And that you do it from an energy of prioritizing your pleasure, of being able to lean back, of being able to trust that everything is coming together, and that the more you take care of yourself, the more you vibrate in like the truth of who you are, in having fun, in feeling good, in being your true self, like the quicker all that stuff happens, everything that you want comes true because it's magnetized to you. And then on top of that, you turbocharge everything because you have activated your relationship. It is no longer just a relationship. It is no longer just a partnership, but is a divine partnership where all of that energy that you are cultivating and all that clarity that you have on what your big, juicy, unapologetic desires are, you meet there with your man. And he's like, babe, let's make that happen. Let's do that together. Like me and my husband were just talking this week. Some of you might know, we just bought two houses last month, and we're doing two renovations right now for our vacation rental property business. And my husband reminded me of a conversation that we had a few years ago. My husband's a photographer, a photojournalist by trade, and we were in this gorgeous mansion in the Hamptons. Okay, like gorgeous. It was huge. This huge mansion with pools. I don't know if y'all know about the Hamptons, but that's where all like the New York City celebrities and millionaires, they have houses out there on the beach. Like that's where they like summer. We're in this gorgeous house with this like huge pools, and it's decorated like amazing. There's like very expensive art on the wall and incredible furniture. And I'm with him in this house. It's an empty house. He's taking pictures of it because somebody buys mansions, renovates them, updates them, furnishes them, and then sells them. That was the job. And so he was, taking pictures of that, so for the listing. And I remember sitting on this incredible sofa in front of like this incredible piece of art, and I looked at Dan and I was just like, babe, this is so cool that somebody does that for their job. Like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I love decorating. I love real estate. I love vacations. Like, I love nice stuff. I'm bougie. I want to do that. And I'm like getting emotional right now because I forgot about that conversation. Dan reminded me last week about that conversation. He's like, babe, we're doing that. You spoke that into existence. And when I had that conversation with him a few years ago, like I never imagined, like, what? Like, we own 4 houses. We own 4 vacation houses right now. Like, that's cray cray. That's insane. Like, during a pandemic, this all happened within the past less than 2 years. Okay. That shit happened. That's the vibe that I'm talking about. Is being fucking unapologetic. Like, right? The audacity that I had to sit in this like incredible mansion and be like, that's the life that I want. That's the business that I want. That's how I want to set things up. The audacity. I have that. Okay. Unapologetic about what I want. And then treating myself from that point on, right? I was just like, fuck the hustle. All right. I don't want to kill myself to be rich. I don't want to kill myself for my business, like transforming my life, my business, everything so that I truly feel like a goddess, right? I'm the founder of the Goddess Wife School, right? Where I teach women how to be goddesses in their lives and in their marriages. And I have to be in integrity with that, right? I take care of myself. I say no to the things that don't feel good for me. I prioritize my self-care, how I eat, how I exercise, what I do with my body, my alone time, retreats, like how I talk to myself, like my practices, all the stuff. And then the most important thing, right, is aligning with my husband, being honest with him about what I wanted, and then showing up in our relationship in this energy where my pleasure is non-negotiable, where I expect to be respected and treated like a goddess, not a bitch, by the way, not like a you better treat me, not with that energy, but open-hearted and loving and wanting to connect with him and wanting him to rise up and meet me in that place so that we can co-create together. That is divine partnership, because what we're doing in our lives together just like blows my mind. But I know that every day I wake up feeling like, damn, this is my life and this is what's possible. And that is what I want for you. And that is why we're having this conversation today, right? Because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be impossible. It just takes you being honest, unapologetic, clear about what you want, even if it's scary, even if other people don't understand it, even if that's not the way that the world works. That's bullshit to keep you down from limited thinking people. Okay. And taking care of yourself and showing up as that woman that you know that you want to be, that you're ready to be, showing up as her today, and then uniting with the man in your life that wants to take you there, that wants to rise with you, that wants to see you win, that wants to win with you. Those are the key ingredients. That is the life that you get to have. And if you want to see what this looks like, if you want to know what this feels like for you with my embodied satisfaction method, DM me. Let's talk. Let's talk about this like crazy dream that you have. Like, right? A few years ago, I was like, wouldn't it be crazy? Yeah. If you're crazy like that, if you have a crazy dream, a crazy desire, even if it's small, but it just seems crazy, like, how can I just like lay on the sofa or go on vacation and like make a lot of money and have like incredible sex and sort of just like be a lazy person? Like, even if that seems crazy to you, I want to hear it. I want you to DM me and tell me what your crazy desire is, because my zone of genius, like what I'm here to do for you is make it real, and make it real in a way that feels easy and feels fun and feels full of pleasure, because you're that bitch. Because it all starts with you. It's all in you. It's all that embodiment inside of you. So come play with me. Send me a DM. Don't be afraid, or be afraid and send me a DM anyway. Like, let's have some fun. Let's get you everything that you want in a way that is exactly what you want, that feels freaking amazing, goddess, and that activates your man and your relationship to be that catalyst, to be that stage for you to have that. I want that for you. So DM me, let me know what your crazy desire is, and let's talk about you being embodied with satisfaction. Mwah! Love you. Bye.